In the silent darkness of deep space, a huge alien ship floated like a sleeping monster. Inside, a circle of tall, cold-eyed aliens sat around a glowing table. Their faces were hard. Their skin looked like stone. These were the Zarians, rulers. Of the galactic core, a large screen showed a small blue planet, Earth. One of them said with disgust. "They are still weak," said another. "Still fighting over food, oil money. They build rockets like toys," the leader laughed. "They think they're special. But they are nothing," a deep voice echoed. Then, "It is time." The table turned red. A countdown appeared. Initiate. The test. Earth, Sahara Desert Day. The sky over the Sahara was blue and clear. But suddenly, something changed. A strange light flashed high above. Then, something large and glowing tore through the clouds. It moved like a falling star but made no sound. People in nearby villages watched with open mouths as the object crashed deep into the desert. A loud boom followed, shaking the earth. Dust rose for miles. The world thought it was a meteor. News channels showed fire in the sand, smoke in the air. But they were wrong. It was not a rock. It was not from Earth. United Nations HQ. Next day, all major leaders of Earth met through emergency video calls. What just landed? Was it a weapon? Is it Russian, Chinese? No, it's not human. Satellite images were strange. The object gave off no heat, no radiation. But it was perfectly round. Metal, but not any metal Earth knew. A secret team was sent to investigate. Only 5 people were chosen. 2 scientists, a soldier, a linguist, and a technician. They landed near the crash site at night. The sand was still warm. They approached the object. It was smooth, black, like glass. No cracks. No doors. Then, as one scientist touched it, it lit up. Inside the object, the team froze. Light came from nowhere, or everywhere. They were no longer in the desert. Around them was a wide, empty room with floating symbols. Strange patterns. In the air, some looked like stars, others like maps. A voice spoke, but not in any language. The linguist shook. "Wait. I can understand this. Somehow." The voice said, "This is a message for the humans. They are watching you. They will come. Be ready." Suddenly, everything went dark again. The team was thrown out of the object, back into the hot desert sand. The object was now silent, cold, but in the sky. Something was moving. Earth orbit. Alien ships arrive, invisible to Earth satellites. 3 small ships floated just above the clouds. They were black, silent, shaped like knives. Inside one of them, an alien pilot observed Earth. "First phase complete," he said. "The humans touched the beacon," another replied. "So it begins." The ships stayed in place, watching, waiting. Back on Earth lab in Germany, the object was moved secretly to a hidden lab in Germany. But now, it would not open. Teams of experts tried to scan it. Nothing worked. The object refused to respond. Meanwhile, one of the original team, a technician named Ravi Kumar, began acting strange. He couldn't sleep. He saw patterns in his dreams. Numbers, coordinates, symbols. He started drawing them on walls, on paper, even his own skin. "Something is calling me," he whispered. Space Zarian Council returns. Back in deep space. The Zarians watched Ravi through hidden signals. He is reacting, faster than expected. The leader's eyes narrowed. His blood remembers. Another Zarian leaned forward. "If humanity's blood is still awake, we must strike now." The council nodded. "Send the scouts." Ravi's vision nightmare sequence. Ravi sat in his small apartment. Eyes red, hands shaking. Suddenly, he collapsed. In his mind, he stood in fire. Cities burned. Skies were black. Giant machines floated in the air, firing beams at helpless humans. He saw a giant face, not human, watching him like a god. Then the face smiled. "We are coming." Ravi woke up screaming. He looked at the paper in his hand. It had coordinates. Not on Earth. NASA headquarters, USA. NASA scientists discovered something strange. An unknown signal had appeared around Earth's moon. Silent, coded, repeating. It was not natural. They sent a probe. It disappeared. Everyone was silent. One man whispered, "This is not the first time. Odd is it?" Government meeting, secret room, in a hidden room under Washington, D.C., military generals and intelligence. Agents met. They brought old files. Roswell. The signal in 1977. The missing astronauts. It was all connected. One young analyst stood up. "Sir, this isn't the beginning. This is the end of the beginning." The general leaned forward. "Then we better start preparing for the real war." Final. Scene: Zarian mothership. A massive mothership, hidden behind Mars, powered up. Lights ran across its surface like rivers of fire. Inside, thousands of Zarian soldiers stood in rows, tall, armored, deadly. The leader walked down the line. "Begin the purge," he commanded. "No more watching, no more testing. The humans must be erased before they awaken." As the ship's engines roared, the stars behind it seemed to shake. Back on Earth last moment, Ravi looked up at the sky. He could feel it. Something was coming. Something terrible. Something ancient. And for the first time in history, Earth was no longer alone. The sun was just rising over Tokyo. Streets were full of life. Children walked to school. Business people sipped coffee. And cars moved slowly through the busy roads. But far above, something moved in the sky, unseen, silent, waiting. Inside a small apartment, 17-year-old Kenji Tanaka sat at his desk. He was tired. All night he had worked on hacking into a government satellite, just for fun. Suddenly, his computer glitched. The screen turned white, then black, then words appeared. "Incoming. Target, Earth." Kenji froze. "What the?" His window shook. The building trembled. Outside, birds flew in panic. Then the sky opened. Suspense sequence attack begins. Above the city, clouds twisted like water. A crack of light tore through the air. And then they came dark ships. Sharp, metallic. Not flying, gliding, like shadows with purpose. One ship hovered above Tokyo Tower, then fired. A blue beam shot downward. In seconds, the entire tower exploded in flame and dust. People screamed. More beams followed. Buildings collapsed. Roads broke apart. Planes fell from the sky. Within minutes, the city of Tokyo became a war zone. Military response earthstrikes. BACK, the Japanese Defense Force, scrambled jets. Tanks rolled into the city. Missiles were fired at the alien ships. None of them worked. The alien ships had shields. Human weapons did nothing. A general yelled, "Why won't they go down?" From a nearby hill, Kenji watched in horror. But his laptop showed something strange. The ships were using a frequency, a kind of digital shield. He copied it quickly. "I can find a way in," he whispered. Global reaction panic. Within hours, every news channel in the world showed the same thing. Earth was under attack, not just Tokyo. Other cities were hit too. Rio de Janeiro, Moscow, Lagos, Istanbul, Los Angeles. Panic spread. People ran. Some prayed. Others looted. Fear ruled the streets. In Washington, D.C., the president called an emergency meeting. "These are not terrorists. Not any country, these are aliens," said the head of intelligence. The president looked pale. "Then we are no longer fighting each other. We are fighting for the planet." Back to Kenji the hack. Kenji sat in an abandoned subway station with a stolen satellite dish and his laptop. The streets above burned. He sent signals to one of the alien drones. His screen flashed. He was inside. He couldn't control it. But he could see through it. He gasped. The drone's interface showed a star map with thousands of planets. Most were crossed out. Then, a word: target, Earth, status, cleansing in progress. But below that, Kenji saw something more terrifying. Phase 1, erase surface life. Phase 2, recover genetic source. Phase 3, activate harvest beacon, he whispered. They're not here just to kill us. They want something. New character intro. Dr. Sandra Lee, Brazil. Thousands of miles away, in the Amazon jungle, Dr. Sandra Lee, a geologist, was studying a strange stone circle recently discovered under the earth. It pulsed with energy. Ever since the Tokyo attack, suddenly, it cracked open. A small glowing object rose from the ground. Sandra touched it. Instantly, a wave of fire burst from her hands, burning a nearby tree. She gasped, staring at her palms. What just happened? Her assistant screamed. Dr. Lee, you're glowing. Zarian Council watches space. The Zarian Council was watching everything. A new figure entered the chamber, tall, covered in black armor. His voice was like steel scraping rock. Commander Vorkal reporting. The leader nodded. Begin the second phase. Vorkal's eyes glowed. Earth won't survive the third. NASA, the secret discovery, back in the US. A NASA scientist showed his boss something hidden deep under Antarctica. An old alien structure, buried for thousands of years, was now active. Heat signatures, pulses. A signal had been sent from it after the Tokyo attack. What is it? The boss asked. The scientist whispered. A beacon. Not from them. From us. Kenji's breakthrough, humanity's first counterstrike. Kenji finally managed to disable a drone, crashing it into the ground. He rushed to the wreckage. Others followed. Inside, he found a device. Before the military arrived, Kenji took one piece, a glowing crystal core. At home, he plugged it into a modified laptop. Instantly, a voice spoke. You are not supposed to be here, Kenji asked. What are you? Why are you killing us? The voice replied. You are not the enemy. You are the key. But the others, they fear you will awaken. Kenji's hands shook. What do they want from us? Your origin, your potential, and your silence. The laptop exploded. Sandra awakens. Power. Amazon, back in the jungle. Sandra was taken to a hidden cave by a local tribe. Inside were drawings, thousands of years old. They showed figures with fire in their hands, like gods fighting monsters from the sky. One figure looked exactly like her. An old woman said, You are the fire blood. The last flame, Sandra whispered. What does that mean? The cave shook. Alien drones were coming. Zarian commander preparing the planet wiper on the dark side of the moon. A massive weapon began to activate, large as a city, shaped like a spinning ring. It was called the Cleanser. Once fired, it would burn Earth's surface completely. Vorkal smiled. Let's finish them. Earth, fight for survival. Military base. Africa. A joint Earth defense team, US. Russian, Chinese, African Union tried to make a plan. Missiles failed. Jets failed. Communication was blocked. But one scientist said, We found something. A human in Japan hacked them. And a woman in Brazil has powers. The general narrowed his eyes. People are changing? The scientist nodded. It's like something inside humans is waking up. Mystery signal from the moon. Suddenly, a message was picked up by a satellite, not from the aliens. A female voice, human sounding, said, If you are hearing this, you are not alone. This is not our first war. We have fought them before, and we can fight again. Location, the moon. Cliffhanger ending. All perspectives merge. Kenji looks up at the burning sky, whispering, There has to be a way. Sandra stands in fire, hands glowing, saying, I remember this. Somehow, Commander Vorkal raises his hand. Fire the Cleanser. NASA scientist. Screams. We found it. We found the first code. Alien voice, deep and old. The war is not new. It has only returned. Intro location. Space long ago, in the silent dark of space. A giant battle raged. Thousands of years ago. Massive ships fired beams across galaxies. Planets burned. Stars exploded. In the center of the chaos, one species fought harder than all others. They were not tall, they were not strong, but they were fast, clever, and fearless. They were human. Seen, Earth, present day secret lab, deep underground in Norway. A secret lab buzzed with panic. Dr. Evelyn Park, an expert in ancient languages, stared at the data found by Kenji and Sandra. She looked at old carvings from caves in South America, Egypt, India. All showed the same pattern. Humans fighting monsters from the sky. Strange technology. Stars falling. And then silence. This is not mythology, she said. This is history. Scene, Kenji, hiding in Japan. Kenji sat in a dark, abandoned subway tunnel with a flashlight and his laptop. He was wanted by governments now, and the aliens. He had hacked their drone, and now he had something no one else did, the star map. Each star had a mark. Earth was one of them. Many were crossed out. He zoomed in on a strange system, with human symbols near it. He clicked it. A name appeared. Origin Eos Prime. Kenji whispered, "That's not Earth." Scene, Sandra. Amazon jungle. Sandra stood with the old tribe woman, who now called her Fireblood. Inside a hidden cave, deeper than before, they found a round door. Her hand glowed as she touched it. It opened. Behind it was a room of light. Floating in the center, a cube spun slowly, humming, alive. The woman said, "Only the awakened may touch the memory core." Sandra stepped forward and placed her hand on it. Flashback, memory core activated. Time stopped. Sandra stood in a city of glass and light. Tall towers reached the stars. Humans walked in strange armor. Alien allies stood beside them. A voice echoed, "You were once gods." Not because of power, but because of choice. She saw ships leave Earth. She saw war. She saw betrayal. They feared your minds. They feared your hope, so they wiped your name. She saw Earth turned into a prison, wiped clean. But your blood remembers. Sandra fell to her knees. She screamed as the memory ended. Scene, Zarian Council in deep space. The alien leaders argued. One slammed his fist. "Why did we not erase them fully?" Another answered coldly, "Because we needed their DNA. Their spark, that mistake, has returned." Commander Vorkel stood silent, then said, "Let me finish what our ancestors started." Scene, Earth Secret Military Briefing. Location, Greenland. Leaders from surviving countries met in an old nuclear bunker. Dr. Evelyn Park showed carvings, digital proof, and genetic data. "Our DNA is not fully human," she explained. Everyone stared. "We were once part of a race far beyond anything we know. Someone erased our history. Now they've come back." The UN general asked, "What do they want now?" She answered, "To erase the truth, and take the last part of us that remembers it." Scene, Moon-based signal transmission received. NASA finally decoded the signal from the moon. It was old, very old. But the voice was human. "If you are hearing this, we have failed, but you may still awaken. We hid the truth inside you. Inside your blood, inside your dreams." The base location was real. A mission was prepared. Scene, Kenji meets the resistance. Japan. As Kenji ran through a ruined alley, someone grabbed him. Not a soldier, not an alien, a woman in strange black armor. "You're the hacker?" she asked. He nodded slowly. "We've been looking for you. The resistance needs you." Kenji laughed nervously. "There's a resistance?" She nodded. "Not all of us forgot the old war." Scene, Sandra's new abilities. Brazil. Sandra was stronger now. She could create fire, melt stone, sense movement. But it scared her. The old woman told her, "Do not fight the fire, guide it." Suddenly, the ground shook. Alien machines were coming. Sandra stepped outside the cave, eyes burning gold. She raised her hands and burned the sky. Scene: Humanity's Forgotten History. Narrator, voiceover visuals. Once, we ruled many systems, not through war, but wisdom. But the Zarians feared unity. So they broke us, scattered us, caged us inside a blue prison, and made us forget. Now, we remember. Scene: Ravi returns in Germany. Ravi, the technician from part 1, had disappeared. Now he returned, different. His eyes glowed faintly. He walked into a lab and touched the alien beacon. It opened. No one could stop it. A hologram appeared, of the old human empire. Ravi spoke calmly. "It's not a war now, it's a homecoming." Scene: Alien superweapon approaching Earth. The cleanser, the planet killer from part 2, was now close. It charged slowly. It would fire in 5 days. Earth had no weapons that could stop it. Unless they used what was hidden. Scene: Back to Moonbase. Discovery: a human team landed on the moon. Inside the base, they found cryo-pods. One was open. The rest held what looked like armored humans, sleeping, waiting. A screen blinked. Defense protocol. Reactivation required. A key was missing. But on the screen, a face appeared. Sandra's face. She was the key. Scene: Preparing for the fight. Kenji, Sandra, Ravi, and others were brought together. Old tech, human ships, and power within their blood, now connected. The resistance prepared. They didn't want war, but they had no choice. Final 2 minutes building suspense. Vorkal watches from orbit. They awakened too quickly. Sandra feels power growing inside. "I can see them, all of them." Kenji cracks part of the star map open. "Wait, this isn't just Earth. They've done this to others." Ravi activates a beacon. "Then let's remind the galaxy who we are." Alien ships move into position. Earth looks tiny below. Cleanser weapon charges. Clock ticks. 4 days remaining. Intro space, far from Earth. A planet spins quietly in deep space. Green oceans, blue skies, and cities of light. But its towers are broken. Its fields are black. Life is gone. Suddenly, a small blue signal blinks from the ground. It travels across stars toward Earth. Far away, hidden survivors see it. They rise. The humans have awakened. Scene: Earth military base, Greenland. The resistance leaders gather. Kenji, Sandra, Ravi, Dr. Evelyn, and a few world generals. On the table, maps, blueprints, and an old alien signal. Kenji plays the data. "This message wasn't just sent to Earth," he says. "It was sent from Earth to others." Dr. Evelyn adds, "It means we're not the only ones left. There are other survivors of the old human race." General Ose from Nigeria asks, "Can they help us?" Sandra looks up. Her eyes glow faintly. "If they remember who they are, they will." Scene: Moonbase. Sandra arrives. A shuttle takes Sandra to the moonbase found in part 3. Inside, she walks alone toward the cryopods. Her presence activates them. The first pod opens. A man steps out, tall, dark armor, eyes glowing silver. He looks at her. "Are you one of the awakened?" He asks. "I think I am," she says. He nods. Then the flame has returned. Scene: Earth. Kenji's discovery. Kenji continues decoding the star map. He finds another name glowing. Arcranus, last human outpost. He zooms in. The planet is nearby. Only 3 days away by warp travel. But Earth has no working warp. Ships, except one hidden under the Antarctic base, buried long ago. Kenji smiles. "We have a ride." Scene: Zarian warship commander Vorkal. Vorkal stands before a giant window, looking at Earth. A young alien officer speaks. They are activating old tech. One of them has touched the moon key. Vorkal clenches his fist. Send the Watchers. Burn everything they touch. Scene: Earth, attack of the Watchers, from space, dark. Tall alien creatures fall into cities, called Watchers. They move silently. They don't speak. They erase memory. One touches a woman in Paris. She screams, then forgets who she is. Another attacks in India, causing panic and confusion. Their mission: make humanity forget again. Scene: Ravi's Truth, Germany. Ravi stands before a hidden alien beacon. It glows when he touches it. He sees visions. In a past life, he was an engineer, building starships for the old human empire. He was part of the rebellion that saved Earth during the First War. He wakes up from the vision. I was there. We did this before. Now he remembers how to fly the ancient warp ship. Scene: the ship under Antarctica, deep beneath the ice. The Resistance uncovers a massive ship, shaped like a bird, sleeping under the glacier. It is called the Seraphim. Ravi walks to its control core. The ship lights up instantly. Sandra touches the main panel. Flames swirl, and the engines wake up. Kenji links his laptop to the navigation system. The ship rises. Scene: Earth reacts. Global unrest. As news spreads about alien attacks and Watchers, chaos begins again. Some say it's the end. Others believe it's the beginning of a new era. Riots, fear, and hope mix in the streets. But then, a global broadcast is sent. Scene: the global message. Sandra speaks. Sandra appears on every screen. Her voice is calm but firm. This is not the end. We were never weak. We were made to forget, not to fail. Now we remember. And we are not alone. Behind her, the Seraphim ship lifts into the sky. Hope returns to the people. Scene: Zarian Council. Fear grows. The council watches the message. One elder speaks. They are awakening faster than expected. Another: we should have destroyed them long ago. Commander Vorkal slams the table. Enough warnings. Send the Death Guard. No more chances. Scene: in deep space. The first response. While Earth prepares, another ship watches from behind Saturn. It's not Zarian. Inside are beings like humans, older, wiser, and quiet. They've been hiding, waiting. The message from Earth reaches them. One of them smiles. She remembers. They activate their engines. Scene: trip to Arcranus. Seraphim ship. Sandra, Kenji, Ravi, and a small team fly toward Arcranus. The ship travels through a glowing wormhole. On the other side, a ruined planet. Ash in the air. Cities in dust, but life remains. A signal comes through. Earth, you came back. Scene: meeting the others. Arcranus survivors. On Arcranus, the team meets human-like survivors. They wear armor made of starlight and carry weapons shaped by thought. One leader, Captain Soren, says, "We remember Earth. We remember the war. We've been waiting for your return." They kneel before Sandra. "You carry the flame. We will follow." Sandra is shocked. "I don't know how to lead." Captain Soren smiles. "You don't lead by knowing. You lead by rising." Scene: Earth countdown to cleanser fire. Back on Earth, the alien cleanser weapon prepares to fire. Only 48 hours remain. All attempts to shut it down have failed. The Watchers are wiping cities. People lose memory in waves. Only those with awakened blood can resist. Scene: mystery being, the last guardian. In the dark desert of Egypt, a boy follows a dream and uncovers a small cave. Inside, a stone coffin. It opens. A woman steps out, dressed in old robes, eyes glowing blue. She is the last guardian, a protector from the First War, locked away. For 12,000 years, she speaks to the boy. The fire is back. The stars will burn again. And this time, we win. Scene: massive space battle setup. The Seraphim returns to Earth with the Arcranus fleet -20 ships. Ancient but powerful. Zarian ships surround the Earth. The final war begins. Kenji uploads a virus into the alien system, using their own code, Ravi. Pilots Seraphim. Sandra stands at the front of the ship, hands glowing with fire. This is it. Final 2 minutes high suspense cliffhanger. Commander Vorkal. They dare to challenge us again. Burn them all, Kenji. We're inside their systems. We can shut the cleanser down for 30 seconds. Sandra. Then that's all I need. Ravi, brace for impact. The Seraphim flies directly into enemy fire. The cleanser begins to glow red, almost ready to fire. Earth goes dark. Intro space near Earth, deep in orbit. A hulking alien ship looms. Its engines hum with power. Below, Earth braces for the final wave of attack. Inside, Commander Vorkal watches. He turns to his lieutenants. Begin Phase 2. Wipe them from orbit. Then strike the planet. The alien fleet moves like dark stars into formation. Scene Earth Command Center, Greenland. A battered war room glows under dim lights. Leaders from Earth, Arcrinus survivors, and Resistance gather. Maps show enemy. Ships, the cleanser weapon, and the ancient human warship Seraphim, now parked on the surface. Kenji paces. Sandra stands strong. Ravi and the Guardian stand guard. General Say says, Titans, we have one. An ancient AI inside the Seraphim. It can turn the tide. Dr. Evelyn adds, it was created by ancient humans. It was meant to defend the galaxy. Sandra nods. We awaken it, but at what cost? Flashback ancient Earth, millennia past. In a slow dreamlike vision, an ancient city of light stands tall. Humans and aliens walk side by side. The Titan-class AI stands as a guardian at the heart of a tower. An alien voice narrates, we built this Titan to protect our peace. It watched over us, until fear grew. Until the bearers of fire became threats. The Titan's eyes glow. Then the city is destroyed. The vision ends. Scene Seraphim ship. Central core. Kenji, Sandra, and Ravi walk toward the Titan's core. It is a giant crystalline sphere with circuits like roots. Ravi places his hand on the sphere. I can feel it waking. The Titan lights up. Energy pulses through the ship. Lights in corridors flicker and hum to life. Shields form around the Seraphim. Kenji watches the external feed. It's working. But the alien fleet is moving in. Scene space battle begins. Outside, alien ships swarm toward Earth. They fire plasma beams. Earth's defense tries to hold them off. The Seraphim lifts off slowly, protected by shields. Inside, the Titan's voice echoes, deep, calm, mechanical. I am awake. Sandra steps forward. We need you to buy us time. Titan, affirmative. A massive shockwave radiates out from Seraphim, knocking nearby alien ships aside, destroying dozens. SCEN, Earth surface, Ravi's lab. Kenji's laptop beeps. He's hacking into Cleanser. Ravi's voice calls through the com. Kenji, are you ready? Kenji types. We can stop it. Just give me 60 seconds after Titan distracts them. The countdown begins. Scene, Space the Seraphim, vs Zarian fleet. The Seraphim charges at the fleet. Energy blades extend from the hull. It cuts through ships like lightning. Titan uses plasmic shockwaves. Alien ships explode or retreat. Commander Vorkal watches. A human death god, impossible. He orders, target the Seraphim. Lock on. Scene Cleanse Control Center Earth. The cleanser weapon charges glowing red. On screens, a countdown shows 2 hours to fire. Jack, a technician, whispers, they're trying to hack us. He sees Kenji's signal. He pauses. A general yells, Jack now. The technician types in. Kenji, I'm opening the override panel. Scene, Moon Observatory. Sandra communicates. Sandra's power glows. Titan, hold them off. We need time, affirmed. She sends energy pulses through the lunar grid, momentarily disrupting the alien sensors locked onto Earth. Down below, images show clean power pulses sweeping across continents, shutting down alien weapon locks. Scene: Seraphim Core. Ravi gasps. They're coming in too close. A Zarian flagship rockets towards Seraphim. Titan responds. Fire defensive plasma. The flagship explodes. Kenji says through I'm in the cleanser system. Initiating override in 30 seconds. Scene: Earth loop, chaos and hope. On Earth, the streets are quiet, but for a moment, beams pause. The cleanser's glow dims. People look up, hope in their eyes. A child in Syria drops broken toys, staring at the sky. Mom, is it working? Scene: Space climax moment. Kenji shouts, now! The cleanser weapon freezes. Alarms ring. Titan slams into the weapon, disabling its satellites and disarming the main cannon. Shield flickers. A massive explosion clears sky over Earth. Scene: Zarian fleet response. Enemy ships falter. Commander Vorkal grits his teeth. Regroup. Target the Titan. Titan moves in a giant arc, its arms glowing. It strikes out, destroying Vorkal's flagship. Scene: Titan speaks to Earth. Titan's voice resonates. Earth is safe. For now, Sandra whispers. Thank you. Titan quietly responds. We built you to fight, not to die. Scene: Aftermath on Earth. Explosions calm. Rovers roll out to assist. Rescue teams go to ruined buildings. Kenji stands on a rooftop, looking through binoculars at the Seraphim in the sky. We did it. Sandra joins him. But the war is not over. Kenji nods. They will come back. Scene: Zarian mothership. Commander Vorkal. Bruised but not broken, Vorkal stands in front of a giant void glass. The Seraphim's trail is visible. He speaks softly. They awakened the Titan, but humans are unpredictable. He taps a command pad. Prepare Phase 3. Alien soldiers scramble. He orders, send the heralds. Let chaos win. Closing. Moment of silence. The Seraphim glides above Earth. Titan's glow dims, resting inside the ship. Ravi stands beneath, speaking to Titan. Titan, thank you. But we will finish this. Titan's voice resonates. And I will stand with you. Intro: Deep space. In the silent dark, far from any star, a black ship floats. Its shape is long. Like a dagger, its crew, the heralds, ancient beings with no eyes. No mercy, a signal arrives. One herald speaks in a cold voice. Earth has awakened. Begin the cleansing. The ship moves. It heads toward Earth. Scene: Earth, celebration and hope. 1 week has passed since Titan stopped the cleanser weapon. People on Earth begin to rebuild. Flags are raised again. Music plays in the streets of broken cities. In Kenya, a small boy flies a paper plane. In Tokyo, people share food in shelters. In Brazil, forests regrow with biotech help from Arcrinus. Sandra walks through a refugee camp. People touch her hand. They call her the Flame. She smiles. We're healing, finally. But far above, danger is coming. Scene: The first sign: moonbase sensors. Ravi sits at the moonbase. Checking long-range scans, he sees something. A black energy signature, no lights. No engine trail. That's not normal. He whispers, suddenly. The screen flashes red. Unknown object, non-Zarian, class, Herald. Ravi runs to the comms. Sandra, Kenji, we've got a problem. Scene: Earth Command. Kenji decodes the truth. Kenji pulls ancient data from the Seraphim's logs. He finds the word Herald again and again. Marked in red. Dr. Evelyn reads aloud. The Heralds arrive when it's too late. They don't destroy cities. They erase planets. Kenji: If the Zarians were dangerous, these things are extinction. Sandra clenches her fists. Then we stop them, even if we fall. Scene: The Heralds arrive. Suddenly, without warning, the sky splits. A black storm forms above Earth. The herald ship exits the clouds. Silent. No weapons seen. But below it. People scream. Towers collapse. Oceans churn. Gravity bends. One herald descends from the ship. Tall, faceless, floating above the ground. Wherever it walks, people forget. Not just names, their purpose, their past, even their loved ones. Memory collapses. Scene, resistance. Fights back. Sandra, Ravi, and Arcrinus soldiers attack the herald with plasma weapons. It doesn't flinch. The guardian steps forward. Her ancient staff glows blue. "You should have stayed dead," she says. She strikes the herald with energy for a moment. It stumbles. Then, it releases a wave of black wind. The guardian shields the others but falls to her knees. They were not meant to be fought alone. She whispers. Scene. Inside the Seraphim Titan's warning. Inside the Seraphim ship. Titan speaks. Heralds are memory erasers. If they reach the core of the planet, Earth will forget what it means to be alive. Sandra, what can we do? Titan, there's one protocol left. But it comes at great cost. Ravi looks at Kenji. We don't have time. Titan, do it. Titan begins charging the solar pulse, a massive light wave meant to purify corrupted space. But it needs 10 minutes. Scene. Global collapse. The heralds begin their final attack. One floats over Africa. Another reaches North America. A third enters the Arctic. Weather breaks. Animals freeze mid-movement. Trees stop growing. People forget their names. Fathers look at daughters and see strangers. Mothers forget their babies. Some cry. Others simply sit down and stop moving. Humanity begins to fade. Scene. The last defenders on the ground. Small resistance teams try to hold key points. In Cairo, warriors from Arcrinus defend the Stargate. In Brazil, kids with half-awakened blood use mind powers to slow down a herald. Sandra and Ravi lead the final defense at the South Pole, protecting the Seraphim while Titan charges. Sandra's voice is calm. Hold them back, no matter what. Scene. The final push. Herald attacks the core. 1. Herald finds the Earth's core access gate, a machine deep under Antarctica. It touches the seal. Titan's voice shakes. 1 more minute. Sandra rushes in with her fire powers, strikes the herald. It knocks her back. She rises, bloody, breathing hard. Kenji appears, holding a plasma rifle. Let's finish this. Together, they hold the herald long enough. Seeing the solar pulse. Titan speaks one final time. Goodbye, Earth. Remember who you are. Then, a wave of golden light explodes from Seraphim. It sweeps across the planet. The heralds scream, their bodies twisting in the light. One by one, they dissolve. The sky clears. People around the world wake up. Memories returning. The boy in Kenya drops his paper plane, but smiles. The trees begin growing again. Scene. Silence after storm. The Earth is still, but damaged. Billions are gone. The cities are broken, and Titan is silent. The Seraphim powers down. Ravi whispers, "We lost so much." Sandra stands atop a cliff, looking at the stars. It wasn't a victory, it was survival. Scene. Zarian Council. New threat. Far away, in another galaxy, the Zarian elders watch the herald ship disappear. One elder growls. The heralds failed. Another nods. Earth is more dangerous than we thought. They all look toward a black star, hidden behind shadows. Then we bring the Shadow Fleet, the final weapon. Scene. Earth, the last message. Sandra records a new message from the Seraphim's broken bridge. We are still here. The Earth remembers. The fire is weak, but burning. If you can hear this, help us. We are not done. She presses send. The message travels into deep space. Scene. Post-credit. Mysterious planet. A distant world. Silent. Covered in mist. A figure opens their eyes, half human, Half machine. They hear Sandra's message. They whisper, "The war isn't over, I'm coming." Their ship rises from the ground, black and gold. Intro. Outer galaxy planet. Veltura. A silent world sleeps under blue clouds. In a deep cave. Forgotten machines glow weakly. A metal door slides open slowly. From the shadows, a figure walks out. Half human, half machine. Skin cracked. Eyes golden. A scar across his face. He looks up at the sky and whispers, "The message reached me. Earth is alive." His name is Commander Kale, the last of the Forgotten Legion. Behind him, others awaken. Men and women, warriors left behind during the First War. Time to return. Their ships rise from the ground, silent and fast. Scene: Earth 1. Week later, Earth is quiet. Cities lie in ruin. Power is weak. Titan is silent. The Seraphim is grounded. Sandra walks through broken buildings, helping survivors. She sees people rebuilding walls. Kids playing with broken toys. But her heart is heavy. She says to herself, "We won, but we lost too much." Kenji works with Ravi in a bunker, trying to bring Titan back online. Titan's AI core is fried, Ravi says. No shields. No weapons. If they come again, we're finished. Kenji replies, "We need help from beyond Earth." They look at the sky, waiting for something to come. Scene: Zarian homeworld, the Shadow Council. The elders meet in darkness. One speaks. Slowly, the heralds failed. Another growls. Earth fights harder than expected. Commander Vorkal steps forward. "I will lead the Shadow Fleet myself." The elders nod. "You may take the Sunder-class weapon." Vorkal smiles coldly. "This time, we erase not just the Earth, but the entire solar system." Scene: Earth strange signal detected. At the moon base, a signal is detected. Ravi rushes to the comms. It's not Zarian, it's old Earth code, but mixed with something new. A few seconds later, ships appear above Earth, but they do not attack. Instead, they land peacefully. From the largest ship, Commander Kale steps out. Sandra, Kenji, and Ravi meet him. Kale looks at Sandra and says, "You're the one who lit the flame again." Sandra nods. "You're human?" He smiles. "Once, now I'm more." Scene: The Forgotten Legion story. That night by firelight, Kale tells the story. "We were Earth's last fleet, sent to protect the stars during the First War. But the Zarians betrayed us, left us stranded. We were forgotten by history, but now we remember." Sandra asks, "Why come back now?" Kale replies, "Because your flame reached us, and because Earth still matters." Scene: Preparing for war, Earth and Forgotten join forces. The next day, Forgotten engineers help repair Earth systems. Old warships are reactivated. New weapons are installed on the Seraphim. Kale's AI, named Arayan, connects with what's left of Titan's core. "I can rebuild parts of Titan, but it will take time." Sandra trains with the warriors of the Forgotten Legion. Kenji upgrades Earth's remaining satellites with AI tech. Ravi coordinates Earth's defenses. The people begin to feel strong again. Scene: Enemy fleet arrives. Night sky. Suddenly, alarms scream. Above the dark Earth sky, the stars begin to disappear. Zarian Shadow Fleet has arrived. 50 massive black ships. Invisible weapons, moving like ghosts. In the center, a huge floating fortress. "That's the Sunder-class Earthbreaker," Kale says. "If it charges, we won't survive." Scene: First attack. Shadow Fleet strikes without warning. One of the Zarian ships fires a black beam at the ocean. A giant wave hits the coast of Europe. In seconds, cities are flooded. In Africa, power grids fail. In South America, communication is lost. Kale shouts, "This is no longer war. This is extinction." Sandra: "Then we fight to the last human." Scene: Final defense begins. The resistance, Earth soldiers, and the Forgotten Legion take to the skies. Kale leads the first squadron. Sandra flies the Seraphim with Ravi. Kenji operates the targeting systems. They launch toward the Shadow Fleet. The battle begins. Scene: mid-battle, heavy losses. The sky burns. Earthships are fast, but the Shadow Fleet is faster. The Sunder class charges its main cannon. Kale and his team disable 3 enemy ships, but lose 6 fighters. Inside Seraphim, Ravi is injured. Sandra takes over full control. Her eyes glow. I will not let them take Earth. Scene: Titan's core reactivation. Kenji connects the last AI node. Suddenly, Titan speaks again. Reawakening. Partial systems online. Titan glows weakly. Sandra smiles. Good to have you back, Titan. Target acquired. Preparing countermeasures. Scene: Commander Vorkal boards Earth. Vorkal lands in Greenland, bringing elite soldiers to the ground. They march through ruins, killing anyone in their path. Kale confronts him face to face. They fight hand to hand, metal on metal, energy against speed. Vo Kale stabs Kale in the side. You should have stayed forgotten, Vorkal sneers. Kale replies, and you should have feared our return. He activates a beacon. The nearby mountains explode, crashing on Vorkal's army. Scene: Last strike, destroying the Sunder class. Titan, now 40% active, locks onto the Sunder class core. Ravi, half conscious, programs the final fire sequence. Sandra flies the Seraphim toward the massive fortress. Kale's ship follows close behind. Kenji releases an AI bomb into the enemy systems. 3, 2, 1. Boom! A massive explosion in space. The Sunder class is ripped in half. The shockwave clears the sky. Scene: Final moments after battle. The Shadow Fleet retreats. Earth is safe, again. But at great cost. Kale is dying. Sandra kneels beside him. You came for us. Kale smiles weakly. I never left. He dies as the sun rises. Closing scene: Earth reborn. Weeks pass. With help from the Forgotten Tech, Earth begins true healing. Titan is stable. The stars are quiet. Sandra looks out at the galaxy and whispers, we're not just survivors. We're the fire they couldn't kill. Post-credit scene: Zarian's last plan. In deep space, the final Zarian vault opens. Inside an ancient cage, a being stirs. The elders whisper. Release Project Oblivion. Intro: Deep space, Zarian vault. A massive ancient vault floats in the darkness. Its walls hum with power. Inside, chained and asleep, is a monstrous being, Oblivion. It stirs. Eyes open, burning with dark fire. An elder approaches. Project Oblivion is ready. Release it. Chains break. Oblivion rises. Scene: Earth piece shattered. Sandra stands on a rebuilt rooftop, looking at stars. Kenji joins her. The Zarians sent a message. Something bigger is coming. Suddenly, the sky flashes. A dark shadow covers the sun. People scream. Scene: The Oblivion arrives. Oblivion's ship enters Earth's orbit. Massive, black, terrifying. Its hull pulses with dark energy. It releases smaller ships, creatures made of shadows and metal. Cities panic. Scene: Earth defenses prepare. Titan glows fully, stronger than ever. Sandra, Ravi, and the Forgotten Legion rush to their ships. Kenji hacks into Titan's AI to synchronize its power. Titan is ready for the final fight. Scene: The first battle. Oblivion's forces strike fast. They destroy communication towers and power plants. The resistance fights hard, but loses many. Sandra flies Seraphim directly at Oblivion's flagship. We end this now, she says. Scene: Oblivion's true power. Oblivion's massive form towers over the cowers, over the battlefield. It fires dark beams that consume everything. It regenerates quickly. The heroes struggle. Scene: Secret of Oblivion. Kenji discovers the secret. Oblivion's power comes from a dark star core hidden inside its ship. Destroy the core, and oblivion weakens. Scene: the final plan. Sandra, Ravi, and Kale's legacy warriors plan a risky attack. They will infiltrate Oblivion's ship, Kenji and Titan. Create a diversion by firing energy pulses. Scene: infiltration. The heroes enter the ship. They fight through shadows and traps. Ravi is wounded. Sandra reaches the core chamber. Scene: final confrontation. Sandra faces Oblivion. They fight with fire and shadow. Sandra uses all her power. Kenji remotely hacks the core. Core destabilizing in 10 seconds. Scene: sacrifice and victory. Oblivion screams as the core explodes. The ship shakes. Sandra pushes herself to the limit. A huge explosion. Scene: aftermath. Earth is safe. Titan and the Forgotten Legion rebuild. Sandra looks to the stars. We survived. We will rise.